What is this
Horses.
mobile?
There's
mobile you
horses
speak
falling
of?
from the sky.
That's what kids look above the cot. You have messages on it.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah.
So I think last time, January, it was you just all shacked up at the hotel, aren't you, in London to keep Delia safe.
Yeah.
And so, what happened? What were the first things that happened after that? You, God,
So we went to the shop.
you went to bit, yeah. So you found out about Lawrence Biggs. So you met with that private detective that Harry's detective friend found out about, and you also got the business card from Graham Roby, Alexander's older brother. So you went to visit Mr.
So
Tuck.
we had quite a good chat with the private detective, and he actually told we were actually getting somewhere. It was ace. Because he'd been hired to follow Alex. We got descriptions of Bacon, Edwards,
and Quarry.
where they worked, and Quarry. Descriptions, where they worked, where they went. It was this. We were like, woohoo! He went to the British Museum, left in the company of Edwards. Found out all sorts of stuff. Then we tried to follow up on the all sorts of stuff that we'd found out about. There was a bit about he'd watched Bacon go for a walk, followed him. He'd basically found a tramp, walked up to the tramp and gone, woo, and then basically mummified the tramp, which turned Tuck into basically a functioning alcoholic, I think, but with some very nice whiskey. Then we visited Bacon's shop, and Bacon wasn't very forthcoming.
A bacon shop?
A bacon shop.
That's a right shop.
But it wasn't so much a shop as like a fortified, shutters everywhere, barbed wire, glass on the back wall. We managed to get him to answer the door by basically knocking until he answered the door. But the Bacon that answered the door was like in his 30s, not in his 50s or 60s, which was a bit odd. So I don't know if that's his son or what.
I think you asked him.
We weren't really very talkative.
No, basically we were like, we've come to look at like your antiquities and your books, and I'm a bookseller. Do you know me? I'm a really famous bookseller, mate. And he was just like, see that, that.
You should have offered him a tramp.
We tried. I even tried to like get in there and buy some stuff off him. He was like, "And what do you want me to do? Go where?"
Yeah.
Is it a business? Yeah. Is it
Theoretically, yes, except that people knock on his door and go, "Hi, we'd like to buy stuff," and he goes, "Yes, that's great. Please fuck off now." So, in terms of actually doing business, it looks like a business, smells like a business, but as a businessman, he's got several significant failings.
Okay.
It's not much of a business.
No.
With regards to the private detective, did that tramp die?
Yeah.
Is there any
he was basically like a husk.
So is that? Did he go? Did the police know about that tramp? Did they find a tramp that was a husk? That's what I'm saying.
No, he didn't go to police.
No, he just like basically.
He absolutely crapped himself, and they were basically first people he's mentioned it to after consuming large amounts of alcohol.
But I presume that body will have been found by the police.
Oh, this was like 5 years ago or whenever.
Yeah.
Because he was following Alex around before everything went south.
So
he just legged it, didn't tell anybody went, yeah, I don't want that job following Alex anymore. Find somebody else.
So have you just left him to it then, and he's not a shop?
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of choice. Because he shut the door, barricaded the door. We then carried on knocking for half an hour and he didn't answer the door.
Have to burn him out.
Yeah, we thought of it, but we thought we'd wait for you for the fun.
Has he got a letterbox?
No. It's in quite.
You said the fun.
It's in quite a well-to-do area as well. It's quite in a busy like.
Yeah.
No, I won't say a high street, but it's on a busy street with like other shops and things. But
and it's right round the back. It's all like sort of secure, so there's no way. There's no way in round the back of the building or anything.
Yeah, there's no breaking in and.
There always is.
He's got bars on the door, a gate over the door. He's got bars on the windows upstairs and downstairs.
Can still smash his window and siphon some petrol through. It's not secure, trust me. It's not.
Yeah.
And then
then we tried to track down Edward's old lodgings where Tucker said this was where he was living, but it didn't really lead anywhere. There's like a young couple living there now. Nobody knows Edwards.
How good was his description of these Bacon, Quarry, and
pretty good.
Edwards?
Could
any of them pass as being that nurse, that Evans?
No.
Although his description of Bacon was about 30 years off, but other than that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay, I can give you the descriptions if you want.
It's not a reliable witness.
No. So Bacon's 55, 6 foot, heavy set, middle class. Malcolm Quarry 35, upper middle class, 5'10", slim, looks like a scientist, act like a scientist, member of the Royal Society. Edwards.
Yeah, that's something you haven't followed up.
We haven't done that one yet. No. Edwards was the only one that he couldn't actually ID fully, but he was 40s, upper middle class, 5'8", brown hair, beard, in some short-term lodgings. But the short-term lodgings he signed in under a fake name that didn't get anywhere, other than the Royal Society is. That one. Yeah, just a dead end.
When we went to see Alexander in the asylum, Quarry, he talked about Quarry, didn't he? Did Quarry send you? Is that right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It Quarry or Bacon. There were two conflicting parties.
Yeah, what me and Edwards have been doing harms no one. Quarry is right, and all that jazz. The only one that we didn't have chance to follow up was the Royal Society, because we figured that you would probably have much better luck than a washed up actor and slightly damaged bookseller.
A Royal Society for what?
The Malcolm Quarry was a member of the Royal Society. He worked there.
Of Royal Society?
The Royal Society, where all the scientists.
It's like an academic organisation.
Yeah, it's like
the
Isaac
Royal
Newton
Society.
and what have you were all members of. Yes, where all the scientists.
Yeah, they'll be
stare at the navels.
They'll be split into there's a Royal Society of Chemists and the Royal Society is just based on that.
And that was Quarry, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how's go on then, carry on, sorry.
Oh yeah, then a posh knob came to visit me at my shop. Well, we missed him at my shop. Turned out to be Detective Inspector Taylor of the CID. Came to follow up.
He wanted to ask us about a murder. There's been a murder.
There's been a murder. Is it Dr. Trollope?
Yeah, Dr. Trollope.
We went to see Dr. Trollope. He went basically, yeah, that's cool, cheers, thanks, bye. Lost interest completely. and then left his house, got murdered by tall, thin man, the short, fat man, as ever there was. And he had, I think he'd grabbed somebody's, well, it looked like a bootlace, but we think it was a necklace he'd grabbed off somebody.
So why did the policeman come to you? Because his house servant said we'd visited.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his assistant had obviously give a description of us, and we were in his diary.
Yeah.
In his meetings, appointments book.
So we've got his card basically, and he'd sent a letter to Harry, saying Trollope had seen his own death after speaking some German passages to Alex.
From that walk.
From his dodgy book.
From his book, he went and saw Alex, and Alex were unintelligible what he was saying. He spoke some passages from it in German, and Alex then sort of became
much more outgoing.
Came out and started speaking, and he put his hand on him and started speaking to him. Dr. Trollope then collapsed on the floor, and next thing he woke up in London.
No, he was still in the cell. No, he was still in the cell.
He had
a dream, basically.
Had a dream of being stabbed to death in a park by a short fat man.
When did he have the dream? Is this recently?
No, that was.
This is when he went to see Alex.
When he got involved.
Oh, when he first went into the asylum.
Yeah, when he went to him before we got involved.
About 1926, I think it was.
But the premonition of his death, when did he have that?
That was then.
And it seemed really accurate, because obviously he wrote this letter going, I went to see Alex, I had this premonition of being stabbed to death in a park by a tall, skinny dude. And then posted the letter, and then got stabbed to death in a park 5 years later.
And as that guy that we thought was following us, has he tried following you again, or?
We think that is the
violet one.
We believe
Coombs.
Yeah.
We think that's Coombs.
And we think it's Coombs that stabbed Trollope, because again, tall, thin, dark clothes. So, yeah, that was that.
And how did we end up in Surrey?
I think it was then.
Can't remember.
We didn't want to go to the Royal Society.
Yeah,
because we were
blanks. We were waiting for somebody slightly more salubrious.
The monoliths. Did you have to look at the?
So it was then right. What else shall we do? Let's get ourselves to Northumbria.
Not Northumbria. Suffolk.
Sorry, Suffolk. The answer is yes.
Somewhere.
Suffolk.
So went to the pub. They were like, "Yeah, we don't know anything about was it Nine Teeth? Yeah, don't know anything about that. No,
don't know anything about
it's all
it.
a mystery. No, it's nothing to see." So we're like, "Well, are there any hills around here?" They're like, "Yeah, there's that big hill over there."
Yes, there's one outside there.
Oh shit! Yeah, so there is. It was snowing, but there was one field that was clear of snow.
But
so we decided...
before that, we was going to walk straight to the Nine Teeth on the hill, but we were told that we had to cross a farmer's land, and the farmer's extremely aggressive. So what we decided to do, there was a track a bit lower down the hill that went
which
through
is the map on the
which you can see the map. Yeah, so you can see there's it goes through that copse of trees, and it goes round the back of the hill, and then we were going to come up it from the backside, so the farmer wouldn't shoot us.
Public right away and all that.
Didn't you take your shotguns? You could have shot him.
No. Well, we didn't have to, because we bumped into the farmer with his dogs.
Right. We went for a walk. Well, we went for a walk in the snow. There was a field just in front of the hill that was completely bare of snow. was really weird. Everything else was like proper covering, apart from that one field. And then you fell down a ditch.
I fell in a ditch.
And accidentally found these cut stone monoliths with weird writing on them. They were really smooth, apart from like pyramid caps, and they had inscriptions on them, which were, I think, are they on the thing? But expectant, we raise our muzzles to smell the air for hatred. So we strain our ears for the sound of love.
You should be able to see them
Was the monolith in a ditch?
It was 9 monoliths.
Part of it, 9 of them.
Yeah, they were laid down in a ditch, kind of
looked
like
they had been chucked in the ditch and covered with snow, and then were found.
So it said like, expectant, we raise our muscles to smell the air for hatred. We strain our ears for the sound of love. We turn our blind eyes to the hunter's killer. We raise our hands and voices for prayer and answers. Return, Hasta, heeds us, your star steeds, lords of the black night sky. Return, Hasta, save us. La, great one, La, great Hasta, lead us. And they were what we could make out from the stone monoliths.
There were also a couple of birds like circling above, like cleared field.
We thought they were crows.
Yeah, but to be fair,
they weren't crows.
Crows or bats. But our ornithology rolls failed us.
Yeah, so we thought they were birds, and they were in a circle.
And then the farmer like tromped over to us, going, "Get off my land!" with a big fuck off dog, who actually turned out to be quite friendly.
Well, he was asking you to take the monoliths away, wasn't he? At first,
it was like, "Oh, yeah, get off that!" But we talked him around because we're that good, and it turned out that somebody from London had paid him to put the stones up on the hill. They weren't there originally. Somebody had turned up and go, there'd be a right jape if we could put these 9 stones up on your hill. Here's some money. And it was like, that had been nothing but bad luck. And from that point, the fields had stopped yielding, and anything you planted just came up like sweet and rotten. That field's been like not taking the snow properly, which is also weird.
Did you get a name of the person that paid him from London?
No,
false name.
He wasn't given a name.
No, we did.
We weren't given a name.
And something happened, and we didn't really
get
a chance.
At that point, at that point, he was actually quite friendly with us, wasn't he? But he was like bloody monoliths. He had a shotgun, and he shot the monoliths. And then a horse fell from the sky on top of the farmer. The farmer died. It all went a bit fuzzy. The dog went mental and ran away, and
then the horse flew
there
away.
was just and then we woke. It's kind of, I don't know how we got back to the pub, but we'll have phoned you going, horses falling from the sky on top of the farmer.
It's quite dangerous being a farmer. You do hear of them being killed by cows. So maybe killed by a horse.
But the horse kind of ate him.
When we looked at the farmer, though, after the horse had fallen on him and eaten him, he had the same appearance as Alex's suspected victim, or the
father, his dead father.
No, his father.
His father.
Like he'd been stabbed with lots of knives.
So the horse falling out of the sky on him didn't kill him.
Stabbed him. Yes, it did.
Well, yes, it did.
Then it ate
It's all a bit.
So the horse didn't die from falling out of the sky.
No, the horse.
The horse was fine. The horse flew away,
and it sucked the life out of him. Yeah, and once the horse had sucked the life out of him, then flew away back into this circling crows that then disappeared, and then the horse disappeared. When we looked at the body, it looked like he'd been stabbed loads of times, and it looked like he'd been drained of all fluids, like Alex's dad did when he was found and suspected of murdering him.
What colour was the horse?
Black.
So
did it have wings? Yes.
Oh, it did have wings.
Yes.
Yes.
It's one of those wings like Pegasi.
It's like an evil
not a nice
Pegasus.
One. Yeah.
Well,
maybe a proboscis.
I didn't have chance to ask it its political views because it was too busy eating a farmer and then flying away.
So you've gone to the pub. Is the farmer still out in the field?
Well, bits of the farmer, for want of a better.
What's left of him?
So,
did I shoot at it, Phil? Did I pick the shotgun up? And what did I do?
Don't believe so.
It's all a bit fuzzy, to be honest, from that point. I don't really remember
maybe
how we got back to the pub.
Instead of phoning me, maybe you should contact the local police.
Well, it's very easy for you to sit there being all like, well, maybe in hindsight you should have done this.
Well,
frankly, you didn't have to watch.
There's not a lot I can do from London. So...
But you didn't have to watch a horse fall out of the sky on top of somebody, eat them and fly away.
Well, I find that hard to believe that a horse fell out of the sky.
Well, you can believe. All I'm doing is telling you what we saw.
Had you been drinking before you went out into the field?
Only a little bit.
Have you had anything to eat?
Yes, we had some pie.
Yeah.
Did it have any mushrooms in the pie?
No.
I think it was game pie.
It was game pie, yeah. So yeah. Can be a bit dodgy game pie sometimes.
But we just thought we'd ring you and tell you like that.
So you hear a woman's voice in the background. Oh, phone me back in 10 minutes.
So Gerald passed out when this horse.
I'm just nipping away.
Fell out of the sky. And then you went back to the pub, where the innkeeper or the pub owner, the landlord, he had promised to pre-prepared you like a hot bath, hadn't he? He said he was going to get you a hot bath ready for your return. So you returned. Gerald, went to give her in slightly to have his hot bath, and the landlord, Mr. Baird, he'd promised to bring you a nip of whiskey. And I can't remember if it was Charles or Gerald. As he was walking off to back behind the bar, you noticed he would leave him wet footprints, and
yes, he was.
He'd been outside. There was like snow, the remnants of snow dropping off his boots.
Maybe he's the horse.
Nay.
And of course, the upshoot of this is, so Gerald is still suffering underlying effects of his bout of insanity, and he has developed, at least for that period of time, he's developed an irrational fear of horses.
No.
Or horse-like things.
I have a totally rational fear of horses. Who would not be scared of them big, neighty brutes? They fall out of the sky and eat people.
I mean,
I don't know why they're allowed.
I mean, I just don't trust horses anyway.
No. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
That's out of character. I don't trust horses.
Neither do I. They eat people.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm not sure what the fireman's up to.
So yes, that's.
Although
was
to be
where
fair,
we left.
He might just have like nipped outside to get something from an outside pantry.
I mean, it is a pub because barrels of beer could be outside to keep him cool.
Yeah.
And he's allowed to go outside.
Are you sure? Did he ask permission?
And what time is it? Let me unpause this.
It is 2 minutes past 8.
No, I meant in the game.
Oh. It is.
It is just after 4 o'clock. It is now rapidly getting dark outside. Probably is dark by now with the
tea time.
With the snow, heavy snowfall, cutting you off from the outside world.
Yeah. You see.
So the landlord, Mr. Baird, the landlord, is probably likely to have a phone in the pub that you could use if you wanted to. But yeah,
I think we do need to phone Harry and fill him in on horses falling out of the sky.
Yeah, as it stands, Gerald is soaking in the bath, and So what's Charles doing?
I am gonna go back to my room, and I'm sat on my bed, just trying to
Weeping
process, sobbing gently, trying to be a man about it, sobbing gently, and just I don't know, contemplating his next move. I'm waiting for Gerald. We're gonna convene downstairs and have a couple of drinks.
Okay, so it's the pub's all on one floor. It's like a single.
Okay, yeah.
It's all on the ground floor. Okay, well if you want to wait for Gerald to emerge.
Yeah, I want him to get out of that bath. Stop pissing about.
You can have it if you want.
What, the bath?
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
Feels nice after all of that horse-related shenanigans.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so maybe I don't know. Maybe Gerald's in the re-emerges after about half an hour, say.
And where's that whiskey?
Yeah, so I'll go to the bar, get us a couple of drinks, and I don't even look at the barman. I just head down and sort of grab a couple of drinks. I'm still trying to process it, and then I put one down in front of Gerald. And so, what's what happened out there, Gerald? Just because I don't even trust my own eyes and what I saw.
Are you sitting in the like main bar? Or are you going back to your room?
Yeah. We're gonna sit we'll sit in the main bar.
Okay.
Is it quieting down a bit?
It is quieting down, and a lot of people have gone home because it's getting sort of tea time, getting ready for going for the dinner, going back home for the dinner. So yeah, there's maybe just a couple of people, couple of locals in, sat at the bar chatting with Mr. Baird.
We probably do need to be a little bit.
And don't forget, it's quite small, quite small tap room.
Yeah.
We're just sitting corner, and I guess just.
I'm not really comfortable talking about this in like the open tap room. I don't really know what happened out there. Fairly sure.
What do we do?
I just had a bit of a moment. Must have been that game pie. Because horses don't fall out of the sky, eat people, and then fly away.
What do we do about the farmer? What are we doing about the farmer?
So is this conversation going on in the bar?
It's quiet, yeah. So it's like very hushed,
okay.
Whispered tones.
Okay, very well.
We're not sat there. We want to
shouting.
Yeah.
No.
Right. We're not shouting. We're quite close to each other, sort of lent in with us drinks and in hushed, so people can hear us talking, but they've got no idea what we say.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I would say.
What can we do? Nobody's going to believe us anyway.
No. Do we report it? Do we phone the police?
And just say what? Just say we found him.
Well, the problem is the landlord knows we've been out.
Yeah.
People know we've been out. If we say we found him, well, we we've not really got much of an alibi.
It's been over half an hour since you got back as well.
Yeah. So, do we?
I think we phone Harry and ask him what to do.
Yeah. Is there any phones in here other than like the one at the bar? Is there anything that's private?
No.
No.
Is there a phone box?
Okay.
No, there's no phone box in it. So Mr. Bear, the phone isn't on the bar. It's his own phone, but he will allow you to use it if you ask him.
Can we use it privately?
Well, yeah, it's not in.
Oh, is it like in his in his room kind of thing?
Yeah. So often it's in his part of the building.
Yeah. I've just watched a horse fall out the sky, eat somebody, and fly away. I think we need somebody who's capable of thinking of explaining that would be good, but if we were going to go to the police, we should have done it by now.
Yeah.
Because what does that look like? But
well, this is the thing.
I don't fancy going out there, certainly not at night, when there's like horses falling out the sky, eating people and flying away.
Yeah.
I think we need to phone Harry and ask him what to do.
I agree. Let's So I'll phone. So, do you want me to phone him, Gerald?
Can you remember his number?
I've written it down. It's in my suitcase.
You've literally just phoned me.
I can't remember.
Well, I guess.
Oh,
that's the operator for the hotel.
I mean, I'm not going to answer. So.
All right. Well, I'll try and phone him anyway.
Okay. So before you actually phone him, so you've been gone for a day, all day. So, what would Harry have been doing during the day while they have been out on their trip?
Hiding.
What would Harry have been doing?
I've been
at a hotel
with
a young lady.
Spending my time with a lady in distress.
With my reputation.
So we did decide that for reasons not explained, you did briefly go back to your house.
No.
Which is
for purely plot related reasons.
Purely, yeah. Which is where you
to get the letter.
Yeah, you got the letter. So that if you've not seen it, that letter's in the handouts.
Maybe I sent a bellboy just to go and see if there was any mail.
Possibly.
I didn't go myself. Not when I know someone's trying to get me.
So yeah, whichever way way. So so you managed. So you've recovered that letter. That was it. Let me see. Was it that morning or was it the day before?
The one thing I will do is phone Graham.
Yep.
And see how he wants to proceed with things now that his doctor's been murdered. Because to see if has he got any authority to stop Alexander from being released now? Is it anybody he knows? Can he pull some strings to stop him from being released?
So I thought you your professional opinion was that Alexander should not be released.
No, I don't think he should. He's been mixing with criminals. We've been followed, and we think the people that have been following us are probably responsible for murdering Dr. Trollope. So he needs to stay in that.
Have you mentioned this to the police? I had a detective inspector calling on me.
Yeah, I've had a letter from them. I don't think it's. I don't think they'll take it seriously. I mean, there's the local police at the asylum kind of have done a shoddy job of looking into a murder there as well. So
there was a murder. I don't believe you mentioned anything about a murder at the asylum.
Yes, an orderly was stabbed to death in the cell adjoining your brother, and I pointed this out to the I can't remember his name, Dr. Highsmith.
Highsmith, yeah.
Dr. Highsmith. That it's a bit of a coincidence that this orderly was murdered with a knife or two knives, which is very similar to how your poor father and sister were murdered, and it was just too much of a coincidence. And now Dr. Trollope's been murdered with a knife.
Well, I believe it was stabbed through the heart.
Well, I would presume it was a knife that he's been stabbed with.
Yes, but
somebody that likes knives, basically.
I don't believe the injuries in any way tally to those inflicted upon my poor dear departed sister and father.
Well, your sister was, I think, stabbed with 2 blades.
She was cut. She was slashed.
And
but you know the details. I know the details. If I'm sure you quite understand. I'd rather not discuss such sordid matters.
My kind of involvement's at an end now, really, because all I was going to do, I was going to write a letter with my opinion on your brother, which I will still do, and I was going to give that to Dr. Trollope. But have you got somebody to take his place to put forward your case for not having your brother released?
If you feel your opinion does not lend the case any weight, then I may be able to pull some strings, but
I can still give you that letter, but you would need somebody to go to court to. I'm not legally trained or anything like that, so it's no good me going to. I'm not a lawyer or a solicitor. You need somebody with those qualifications. I would imagine you have somebody like that to go and put your case forward. That was going.
Well, it was it's. I believe it's a matter for the courts. We're not directly involved.
I mean, basically, I don't fancy the idea of getting stabbed myself. That's what I'm thinking. If Dr. Trollope's been murdered, I'm pretty sure he's been murdered by friends of Alexander or people that are influencing Alexander. I don't want to end up on the end of a blade.
You believe Alexander is involved with Dr. Trollope's murder?
Oh, the people around him. He's definitely been coerced or controlled, or someone's feeding him information.
Well,
I got the impression that I suspect there was an orderly that's had contact with him when he shouldn't have had contact, and I think he has been coerced, feeding him information, maybe like a controlling figure. But Dr. Highsmith, he wouldn't have it. He thought highly of this orderly. Nurse.
Regardless of these shadowy machinations you seem to have uncovered, it's my priority to ensure that Alexander remains interred at the institution.
I agree.
As far as I'm concerned, he is responsible for for the deaths of my father and sister, and that is where he should remain.
I totally agree. So I will just write up my paperwork, my letter, what I was going to give to the doctor anyway, and then you can make use of that how you will.
Were you not supposed to? Were you not employed to submit this report to Dr. Highsmith?
Yeah, but I think me and Mr. Highsmith are going to be parting ways because I don't agree with how he runs the asylum.
Well,
I don't like how he covered up the murder that happened next to your brother. So no, I won't be working with Dr. Highsmith.
As you wish.
I said when I first met you, I was going to be neutral, and I've made my judgment. So,
well, as you wish, Dr. Bancroft. If that is your intention to hand your report to me, then I suppose I can petition the court to rule in our favour. If need be, there are people, influential people, I can call in a favour or two from.
So I'll send it off to you as soon as possible. I'll get it written up, and I'll forward it.
Your cooperation is greatly appreciated, Doctor. If there's anything I can do to assist you in any way, then please don't hesitate to get in touch.
Okay. Good day, and I'll put phone down.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do during that day?
No. I don't think. No, I jump back forwards in time to them phoning me up.
Okay, very well. So you spend spend the rest of the day trying to keep Delia entertained. I'm not sure that's a good way of describing that. Anyway, but yeah, so we shall cut forward to that evening about 5:30. Yeah, but coming up to 5 o'clock in the evening, and you receive a call. The operator, the front desk calls up saying that there is a call coming through from Suffolk for you.
I thought we'd already spoken on the phone.
No.
Phone me back in 10 minutes.
No. That was just like they're intending on.
Right, so I presume they now tell me everything what they've already told me.
I think with possibly more gibbering.
More gibbering,
yeah.
And
a lot more.
We've also
phone me back in 10 minutes.
We've got a bit of a problem though.
Yes, it seems you do. That you're imagining a horse, a flying horse, a carnivore of all things.
Well, there's a dead farmer in the field that has been eaten by this horse. People know that we went to the area where he is.
That is a problem.
And we've now come back and we don't know what to do.
Do you know any good lawyers?
No, that's what.
No, because
did anybody see you with the farmer?
Not see us with him, but they know that we were heading that direction.
And we asked about the hill, and they told us about the hill.
Well, I'm sure you've got nothing to worry about because you didn't eat him. You haven't shot him.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like he's been eaten. He looks like he's been stabbed many, many times.
What was he stabbed by?
A horse.
The horse.
We've told you this already, Harry.
How can a horse stab somebody? You didn't tell me how a horse.
The same way the horse fell out of the sky.
I mean, did it fall out of the sky? You told me it had wings. Why would it fall out of the sky?
Well,
you would have to ask it.
It fell fast. It fell fast with style.
Did it swoop down like a hawk?
No.
We weren't really paying attention. We were talking to the farmer, and then there was a horse on top of him.
Did it have like
Harry,
blades for
I'll stop.
hooves.
Right, what I'll do is I'm going to stop you there because when
You've
I
seen
thought
it.
I'd fired the shotgun, I didn't fire the shotgun. I took a picture with the camera
You did, and failed dramatically.
and failed.
So you've got like a
terribly.
black blur when you develop it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So
I don't
you
know
can
what
have
he's
a
got
look
yet,
at this.
but he's taking a picture of something.
Yeah.
I well remembered.
Take
I've
it to
forgotten.
boots. Have
Well,
it developed.
I can suggest two things. Contact the local authorities and go back out to the field to look at the remains of the farmer. I wouldn't mention a flying horse, though. I'd just leave it to them to work out what's happened. Or come back to London.
I don't think coming back to London's going to be such an easy option.
Why?
Well, because I think then that's going to look like we've definitely run off because that farmer's going to be found probably tomorrow.
You saw him, you talked to him, and then you parted ways. There's nothing to say that you murdered him or anything, is there? Is there anything? Did you touch him? Touch his remains? Did you tamper with anything?
I
No.
couldn't tell you.
Have you left it? Do you not touch his shotgun or anything?
No.
Right, so you've done nothing wrong. You've just had a multiple delusion between yourselves, I believe. Just I'd come back to London. I don't know how you can explain it to the police. You probably end up
Neither
in
do we.
jail.
No, neither do we. See, I told you Harry know what to do.
Yeah.
The
I mean, I'm a bit reluctant to leave,
Because it will look like we're legging it.
and I feel that we've only just like sort of touched the surface here. That
have you actually stayed a night?
No.
we're gonna have to stay tonight.
Yeah, maybe stay
And
tonight.
just bluff it out tomorrow.
and just go and leave the following day. That wouldn't.
Yeah.
If you were like murderers, I know you're not murderers, but if you were murderers, you wouldn't just murder a farmer in a field and then go back
Well,
to
maybe
the
we-
local pub.
Maybe we didn't get that far because the snow was so bad. So we need to go back out today.
Is it snowing now? There.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, it
Actually,
is.
that'll cover your footprints up as well. Might even cover the
Yeah.
farmer up, so the
Well,
farmer's
maybe-
remains might not be found for a few days.
Maybe tomorrow we need to go back out because we didn't get to the hill yesterday.
And find the
'Cause
body.
it was too snowy.
You
And then we
find
can
it.
find the body.
Find the body. That's a good idea. I mean, if
And
you
if
have
I'm honest,
imagined it,
we didn't imagine it.
there might be no body. I mean, I'm sure you have imagined
What?
it.
I mean, I think as well, if we do go back out, we can get a picture of the body.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's stay tonight.
I think
Yeah.
a
And
picture
then
would be
discover
good.
the body tomorrow.
What are the monoliths made of? What type of
Stone.
stone? And you know
Blackstone.
Blackstone. It's an interesting type of stone.
I think
Marble.
aren't they? Were they black?
They are granite.
Did
Oh.
you said the farmer shot them? Did it make any marks on them?
No, but it really pissed off the horse.
Because
And after
the
that,
farmer,
to be honest, we weren't.
he'd said he were fed up of him, and they were. Well, he thought you were to do, originally. He thought you were to do something to do with the monoliths, didn't he?
Yeah.
So you were like saying,
And that's why he was really pissed off.
take.
But
You
then
wanted
he
to
shot
take
them.
them away.
A horse fell
Maybe-
out of the sky, stabbed him, flew away, and then to be honest, we kind of lost interest in the monoliths.
Yeah. The monoliths became secondary.
Secondary to
Probably
Yeah.
do.
running away.
Yeah. It was a little bit beyond our sort of remit.
Yeah, slightly out of my
not
comfort
seen-
zone.
Well, the
I've not
decision's
seen
yours.
many.
You've got two options: come back to London, or stay there the night, then go
I
back
think
and
we
have a
bluff it out.
look.
I think we bluff it out.
I could travel
think
down
we
to you tomorrow and meet you
Yeah,
there.
I don't think. I think running away would look really suspicious if they do find him.
Yeah. I think you should come here. I think you should get on a train first thing in the morning. I think you should get on a train now.
I quite fancy visiting this quarry or son of quarry. Oh no,
Yeah.
it wasn't quarry. Was it Bacon? Wasn't it Bacon? Sorry.
No,
Bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah. Yeah, and checking up on the Royal Society as well at some point. But yeah, I think
I'm more interested in Bacon if he's if the detective says he's murdered somebody. I'm a lot more interested in him.
But we'll see.
I mean, I think you should come out here first.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I'll come down to you then as early as possible. So, don't get up to any mischief tonight. Just wait for me to arrive tomorrow. So I'll try and get to you as early as possible.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What I am going to do is wedge my door shut.
And try to have a nice, relaxed sleep. Try not to have any of these strange dreams what you've been having.
Yeah.
So they can probably just in case, well, they probably can't remember, but Charles and Gerald can tell you that the trains aren't very regular. They are running, or well, they were, but they aren't very regular. So there's a direct train from London to Clare Melford that leaves Liverpool Street Station at 5:35 p.m., which in theory you could still catch. But they didn't catch that because that was they didn't want to arrive that late in the day. So what they did is they caught a mainline train from London to a town called Witham, which is 5 miles away from Clare Melford, and then they got transport from there. They got a train from Witham to Melford.
Oh, I'll do that. I can't be rushing around like half an hour to catch a train. I'll not be doing that. That's not.
You know, I'm so glad that we didn't leave it till later. You know, I'm really glad that we got there nice and early.
My evening's already taken. I'm sorry, gentlemen. So I'll come down the following day.
Damn it!
I'm sure you'll be fine until tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've just got to let a psychotic cat out.
Okay.
Well, it's not as bad as a psychotic horse.
So you finish your conversation with Harry, with Dr. Bancroft, put the phone down, and the landlord, who you're not sure how long he's been stood there, but is everything all right, gentlemen?
Fine.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, all good. You?
Yes. I just thought I'd come and check everything was okay. You seem to be gone a while.
It was really snowy. We got a bit lost.
We didn't get very far.
With
you. Did you manage to speak to your friend then?
Yes. Thank you. He's coming down tomorrow. I don't know if you've got a.
Oh well, I'm sure we can make room for another one. Yes. As I say,
I'm not sure if he'll be staying the night or not, but
well,
he's going to come down.
Do you want me? Shall I put? I can put his name in the ledger if you like, and then we can reserve a room for him.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
What should I put that
under? Dirk Diggler.
Mr. Diggler. Very well. he goes back to the bar. Well, he waits for you to come because you're kind of in his private area. His private area, so
vacate.
he kind of He doesn't usher you out, but he gives you. You get the impression he's waiting for you to come out of his private rooms now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the phone's kind of just in the hallway, but it's like part of his section of the pub. Okay, so
cool.
So he follows you back into the bar and he goes over, takes a ledger from beneath the bar and says, right, so one room for Mr. Dirk Diggler.
Yeah. That's you, by the way. That's Harry's nom de plume.
And is there anything I can get you gentlemen this evening?
Have you got any hot food?
I can, of course, I can certainly prepare something for you before the evening rush. It tends to get a little bit busy on an evening, so if unless you any other plans, I'll set about that now.
No, it's a bit snowy to be. I've got lost once today. I don't really fancy getting lost in the dark.
How did it? Did you manage to get up to the hill? Get up to Spring Mound? No.
Nope. It was snowy. We got lost. Fell down a ditch. Came back.
Oh.
Which is why the bath was very much appreciated, because I was like freezing cold. Had snow in my shoes. It took us like half an hour to do 5 minutes down the road, I think. And half an hour.
It can be a little treacherous at this time of year, especially with how extreme the weather is lately.
So yeah, we really didn't get very far at all, truth be told. So we're planning that hopefully it'll have fared up a bit tomorrow, and we can actually get out to the hill.
So will you be eating in the tap room here at the bar, or would you like your meal served at your room?
No, I think
that's fine.
A nice public area sounds like a great idea.
Okay, so yeah, he sets about doing that. So meanwhile, Harry, you get it's about 8 o'clock in the evening, and you get another phone call from the front desk. The clerk sounded a little bit perturbed. Says, I'm sorry to bother you, Dr. Bancroft, but there's a rather irate gentleman down here claiming that you are holding his wife hostage.
You in trouble.
Oops.
How does he know where I am? Well, send him away. It's got nothing to do with me. Call the police if he causes a ruckus.
Very well, sir. I'll do that. He's been. You can hear what is clearly Peter Morrison shouting and cursing in the background. I know she's here. Her mother told me.
Oh, stupid woman.
Okay. So you get if you do anything else, you're just going to leave it to the staff.
Leave it to staff. I'm not going downstairs to get assaulted.
Okay, so you get another phone call.
It's a 5-star hotel. I'm sure they have a doorman that will escort him off the premises.
Yeah, so you get another phone call from the front desk about another half an hour later, informing you that the police have escorted the gentleman away. They believe he'll be spending at least a night in the cells after he assaulted the clerk at the front desk.
Jolly good. I'll have to arrange.
But they seek your reassurance that there will be no other ne'er-do-wells seeking you out at the hotel.
No, I'll be leaving tomorrow. I'm not staying in the same room as her. We've got separate rooms.
If that's what you wish.
So it's all above. Well, she wouldn't want us like in the same room. She's not done,
okay.
is it?
No.
So I will tell
Connecting
her.
door, though.
I will tell her not to tell her mother where she's going to be staying, and then we'll have to arrange for her to go into another hotel. And she can go in a 4-star or a 3-star instead of 5-star as a punishment.
Right. She apologised, but she said she had to let her mother know because she worries about her.
Well, you just tell her that you can tell her that you're fine. I mean, you can talk to her on the phone or whatever, but if he comes round causing trouble, they'll just throw you out of the hotel. I can't see they won't put up with it. And I have to go somewhere tomorrow. So
when you tell her that you plan to go somewhere tomorrow, she gets a little bit upset and she's like, but what about my mother? If you might go back there and threaten my mother, it might hurt my mother.
Your mother could come to stay at the hotel with you. I don't know. I'll let you make that decision. If you're going to do that, though, you need her to be doing that while your husband is in jail, because you don't want him following your mother to where you are.
So she says she.
You should probably talk to if you're wanting to break up, like properly break from him, you should get a solicitor as well. And I mean, I'll be able to give her like a solicitor or something that she could use to.
So she really appreciates your help, but there's a reason why she's been in this sort of unhappy relationship for a long while. I mean, it's divorce. It's not as badly looked down on as much as it used to be, but it's still kind of a of puts
it's not a good thing.
Yeah. It's
well, she didn't have to get divorced, just to like separate.
Yeah. I mean, still puts a pretty bad black mark on you socially. So are you wanting to do? Is anybody wanting to do anything else that evening?
No, I think
keep our heads down.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna spill my beer on anybody.
Just yourself.
Just myself.
Okay. Right. So what? So what's Charles and Gerald doing? Are you just keeping to yourselves? Are you gonna socialise with the locals, or?
We can try and socialise. I guess
we'll try and socialise with locals.
Ask about the hill.
Don't kill any of them.
Okay. We'll try not to.
So
what else do we know about this place that we So certainly ask about the hill and 9 Teeth.
So you can both make a social roll of. I'll let you choose which one. So there's all kinds of conversations going on through the night. Well, apart from intimidate, maybe. Well, of course, that's even viable at some point. Well, it's probably not best for getting.
To be fair, it probably ought to be charm rolls rather than fast. It's not really a fast talk scenario, is it?
Not generally, but like I said, there'll be lots of situations will arise. But most likely charm. But I would charm or persuade, but I would accept a fast roll within reason.
You reckon?
No.
Buy lots of drinks.
Well, if it's
I'll go with charm roll.
If you manipulate the this. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I'm going to. If we buy loads of drinks, can we have?
You can have a bonus dice. Yes, you can.
A bonus dice.
You can indeed. Go on then. You can give Charles a bonus dice. So just roll a 10, another 10s.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Gerald's on the button.
You want to roll a bonus dice for Charles as well? Just roll a 10s.
What? Just a 10?
Yeah, just roll a single 10,
no,
and that'll replace the 6.
Right.
Well, unless it's worse.
It's
worse. Done. So yeah, okay. Right. So
clearly, I am the charmer.
Clearly, I am not.
I think it's probably more. I'm the one putting my hand in the pocket.
Yeah.
Right. So asking about the hill, they tell you that it's obviously it's a local landmark, and it's there's rumours that there was once an Iron Age fort there, or Saxon fort, or something or other. They're not entirely sure, but apparently there was an archaeological dig team came to the village about 20 years ago and conducted a dig up on top of Springer Mound. Apparently they were
And what
there.
did they find?
They were there for a couple of months, but found absolutely nothing.
Oh.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Oh, that's the way the locals tell it anyway.
That's slightly odd.
Oh.
Okay. I'll also ask, because we could see from the pub, I think, that one of the fields was bare, didn't have any snow on. I'll ask about that as well, because that seems a bit weird. Obviously, we haven't been over there. We're going over there tomorrow to have a look. But
so it tells you it's one of Farmer Jennings' fields, but people asked him about it. It's been left it unworked for the past 2-3 years. But anytime anybody asks him about it, he won't. He just like brush them off. Won't say why. Something about bad luck. Like I say, the man's a bit of a crank.
Might have to pay him a visit.
I wouldn't advise it.
Why? What's
Doesn't take kindly to strangers. He was more likely to answer any questions with a shotgun.
Yeah, everyone seems to say this about him. I'm surprised by that.
Well, man's got a right to defend his own land.
Why is he so aggressive then, if he's a local?
Well, he didn't used to be like that. He's since his wife died, I guess.
And when was that?
Oh, some time ago. Must be 10 years or more.
Oh, right, okay. What about that wee copse of trees we could see?
There's one of it.
Is that just a copse of trees?
It is what it is, I suppose. Used to be a bit.
Any other?
Used to be a bigger forest at one time. I mean, like most places, they were more heavily forested, but cut down for farmland.
Any other sort of landmarks we ought to have a look at if we're having a stroll? Assuming this snow stops anyway.
Not really. Not that I recall. Not round here. The only thing of note is Springer Mound.
What's significance then with the mound?
Well, so as someone has said, they think it was there's rumours that it was like an Iron Age or Iron Age fort there, or a Saxon fort or something, some kind of fortification or structure on there at some point. Not that there's
nothing more.
But it's just It's just rumours and legend. There's not actually anything there.
Nothing more recent?
No. There's nothing there. The probably the thing that brought the archaeological team is the fact that the hill it's very uniform. It doesn't look. It looks man-made, maybe a bit like
Silbury.
Yes, though not as
Do
tall.
do we mention the fact that we've come here for a specific reason? Now knowing what we know and what we've seen, do we mention anything? I don't know. Do you think we should?
No, might be.
Especially if they're being a bit coy about it, and if they don't like the farmer, then does it all sort of
You don't get the impression that they don't like him as such. I mean, you get the impression that they're certainly used to. He used to be a likable chap. It's just that since his wife died, he became more and more insular, and just
the problem is we've met him and he were a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah. So no, you don't get the impression that they don't dislike him. They're just such.
Do I notice? So when I mention about anything recent going off up on the hill or anything around there, do I notice anything about people, what they say, or is anyone dismissive or anything about this? If it's more recent talk. Because we obviously know that there has been something more recent.
Yeah. I mean, you can't. Yeah, these. So part of the. I mean, these that copse trees, but these part of Springer Mound is kind of wooded as well. You can't. It's not completely bare, so you can't. So, for instance, from the village, you can't see. You can't see the top. Clearly, see the top of the hill or anything like that. And it is.
But do we notice?
It's what probably the Springer Mound is if you in a direct line is almost about a mile and a half away.
But surely the locals must know that obviously someone paid to put these stones there for and what.
So yeah, well if you're more specific, they know. They probably know that that Jennings was paid for use of his land, but they don't know. And there was some trucks came one time, they're moving stuff about, but they don't the details of it. They don't know anything. They don't seem to know about the stones or what was actually going off. They know, just that that Jennings were paid for use of some of his land. But you can both make a psychology roll.
Oh.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Well, it's not.
I don't
think
I've succeeded. Yeah, I just don't think I've succeeded at rolling wheat.
Right.
Dear God.
Can we have some luck?
You probably too. Yeah, you can make your luck refresh checks. You're probably just too preoccupied, Charles, with this new interpretive dance that you've been working on.
Yeah, this is it, and I'm worried about my keys still.
So yeah, Charles passed his luck, so he don't get any more luck.
See, when I want to fail, I pass. When I want to pass, I fail. It's conspiring against me.
Yeah. So yeah, you got lots of things on your mind. You've got your keys, constantly an issue, and
I'm thinking about this new interpretive
dance. Look at that!
And this interpretive dance.
10 points of luck.
But yeah, so Gerald, so you detect a reluctance to speak about about that time when all this activity was good, but it's not related. But it's not related to what was going off on Jennings land. It seems that period of time. There's something about that period of time that a dark, sorrowful look crosses the faces of a lot of people there.
What was this, like 4 or 5 years ago?
You can make a persuade roll. Or a charm roll.
Charm. And that's not great either, but... Come on!
Oh, rocking it. Okay, so yeah, it takes plying some of the locals with a few more drinks, and take some effort to get this out of them. But on New Year's Eve in 1926, there were 5 deaths on the same night in the village.
1926. 5 deaths. What happened?
4 of them were elderly people, and one was just a small child, about 6 years old. So they were found.
Some sort of accident?
No, nobody knows. They were just found dead the next.
Found?
They were found dead the next morning in the homes, in the beds, just sat in the chairs or sat all in bed. But each no injuries, there were never. The cause of death was never determined. But each one of them had a look of joy on their face.
Oh.
Happiness.
Okay. And this 5 years ago, this is round about the time when.
So this is why. Yeah. So this is why it's so. This is the same time as this activity was going off on Jennings' farm.
Do I get the sense that the people here are linking the two, or
no? They only link the two in that they remember it because they remember the incident, the fact of the land being used and all this activity, but they only remember it because it coincided.
That's around the time when
it coincides with that. So yeah.
That's a bit weird.
But no, you don't get the impression that they draw any links between it. It's just that they.
Okay. Were any of them related to the people here, to like the innkeeper or anybody like that?
Not to the innkeeper, because as you remember, the innkeeper has only been here about 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's probably some people that are in the pub tonight that are related directly or indirectly to somebody that died.
Just 2 seconds, pops at low.
There's more here than meets the eye. Can't help feeling that we're missing something.
Right. Well, so if there's nothing, unless there's anything more you want to do that evening, I guess I suggest we cut to the next day.
Although, if we're cutting to the next day, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, if there's something you want to do before, if there's,
Well, no, just make sure that my room is well secured.
Secured
Very
from
well
all
secured.
equine intrusions.
Yeah, I'm going to wedge a chair under the door handle. Make sure the window's locked up tight.
Okay.
Yeah. No way of entry at all. Definitely. And I would recommend that Charles does the same. So I don't trust them horses.
Share a room together. Get a double bed.
We can cozy up top and tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Protect each other.
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm just wedging the door shut, making sure the window's shut.
Yeah.
No horses will enter here.
No horsing around tonight.
No.
And
No
you
horse
didn't
playing these.
take your shotguns, what I bought you.
No. You can bring them though.
You know someone's been murdered and we've been followed and you haven't taken your guns. Bizarre.
Well, we were on like a very public train.
Doesn't matter. Shotguns, anybody can have a shotgun and walk around with a shotgun. Just don't put it in anybody's face.
Well, there is that.
Unless they ask for it. Hit him with butt of it. You don't have to shoot him.
Yeah. I mean,
you could have shot that horse. Could have proved it was a thing.
We could have pissed the horse. We could have pissed the horse off.
Yeah.
It didn't attack you, did it?
This time. We'll wait till Larry gets here, and then we'll take him and tell him and show him.
And Harry's getting here like bright and early first thing, isn't he? So.
Yeah.
Might change your plan. Can I? Does Delia want to come with me? Maybe a change of scenery. We can have a trip.
She doesn't object. You can make a psychology roll as well at that.
I'll tell her where we're going and what we're doing. I'm going to get you killed, dear.
Yeah.
In fact, no. I'll not make you make a psychology roll. Yeah. So she accepts your invitation, possibly more readily than you anticipated, and you have, despite your gap in years, you get the impression that Delia is transferring some level of affection to you.
No, she's just
she's troubled, that girl.
Yeah, she's just troubled and she's been beaten up by her hubby.
But yeah, she's quite keen. She seems quite keen to come with you.
So yeah, well.
Although she's still concerned about mother's safety.
Bring her mother as well. You know,
it's a family outing.
Come one, come all.
And then the screaming starts.
Tell her mother where she's going, and then husband will follow us down here, and then we can do him in. And feed him to a horse.
Sacrifice.
Yeah. Feed him to an imaginary horse. Yeah, so we'll catch the train the following day, earliest one possible to get down to them.
Okay, so you can, like I say, you can take a mainline train to the nearby town, and then get a connecting train from there to Clare Melford. So that will get you there.
Quick question.
Yes.
How did we find out about these monoliths? I cannot remember how we found out the location.
It was Delia. Not the monoliths.
Yeah.
Not the monoliths. It wasn't the monoliths you heard about. It was that they came here. Alexander and Edwards and the others. They came here.
But we'd heard about dragon's teeth, hadn't we?
That was that dream that Charles had had.
Oh, was it? Because we were.
So she said there is.
She broke his dream. Oh, that'll be the.
Yeah. So Alexander spoke very excitedly about a meeting that was to take place. That it was going to be unique. The group was to leave London and meet on a hill just outside the hamlet of Clare Melford in Suffolk on the East Anglian Heights. This would have been in late December of 1925. She remembers Alexander mentioning 9 teeth that had been prepared.
When did all those people die?
That was on New Year's Day of 1926.
Right, so they killed those people. They sacrificed him or somehow.
9 teeth had been prepared for the winter's night. He told her that she should see their beauty.
So those teeth, were they on top of the mound and they've been taken off and brought down into the farmer's field?
That's what the farmer was implying, that they put them up on top of the hill.
How big are they?
About a ton each.
A ton?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty hefty.
So how many men would you need to move them? Move one?
They used these tractors.
I've got an idea. Let's go and let's hide one of these teeth.
They're already fairly well hidden. It was just
no, but they
Charles found them with his head.
They know where they are, don't they? They put them there. I'm thinking if we I'll save this until we meet up.
Yeah. So that's what you're suggesting to Delia, is it, that she goes with you?
Yeah, a change of scenery. It might be
right. Okay.
Might be
so different. She insists on visiting her mother first that morning, so she can to try and convince her to go away for a few days, at least until you come back.
Maybe it might be best if you call her, because if your husband's knocking around.
Okay, that's right. Yes, so she sees a sense in that. So yeah, she wants to give her a call just to try and convince her to go and stay with some family for a few days, at least until Peter cools off.
And when we leave the hotel, we'll not go out of the front entrance. I'll pay a bellboy or something to go out of a side entrance.
Okay.
Just in case. Oh bollocks! I do actually. I will need to go to my apartment.
Radio. So you go in. So you head out through like delivery. Good, like a delivery entrance at the back of the hotel leads into an alleyway. There's a few people about, sort of staff from the hotel. The alley's quite thick with snow, and there's quite a lot of rubbish about as well. And as you're heading down the alleyway or down this back street towards the main street, you're almost at the end, and when a figure steps out of a doorway, a tall, dark-haired figure, kind of rough-looking guy with a what's it, dog-eared roll-up hanging from his mouth, and this is Dr. Bancroft. Like Delia sort of like gasps and like visibly like goes white and backs and like suddenly like backs away, almost tripping up.
How did you say there's a few people in the alleyway?
There's back at the entrance to the hotel, so maybe about 20 yards away from you.
I'll go. Good morning, Mr. Coombs, and I will reach into my medical bag. And I'll point it in his general direction, the bag. I won't show what's in the bag. Can I help you?
Not as stupid as you look, Mr. Doctor. I'm just here to let you know you're poking your nose where it's not wanted. And unless you want to end up like Dr. Trop, I suggest you go back to your day-to-day.
Or how about you stay exactly where you are, and my lady friend here is going to go back to the hotel and phone the police. And if you move an inch, I'm going to blow you away. And then I will take out the shotgun.
Ooh. Okay, you can make an intimidation roll.
Can I have an advantage because I've got a sawn-off shotgun?
You can have an yeah, why not? Why not?
I think that's fair and reasonable.
Why not? Why not? Let's see, where is he?
Maximize. Intimidate. I'm fucking gonna need more than advantage.
Oh wow!
He's just wet himself.
Wow, so he did get a good success, but that beats his success. That's with that, yeah, that's a critical success, I believe. Is that critical success?
Yeah, it's the fifth of my skill.
Yeah.
So
whoa! Don't be too hasty there, Doctor. You're making a mistake.
No, if you don't do as you're told, you'll be making the mistake. Sit on the ground.
I'm afraid I can't do that as much as I'd like.
I'll point the shotgun at his kneecap. Sit on the ground.
Okay, he goes to run.
Right. Do I shoot him? I'm presuming he's carrying his knife on him. I can't shoot him. He's not got his knife on him. I'll let him run.
Okay. He runs, disappears around the corner. As he disappears around the corner, and says, "You think on that, Dr. Bancroft?"
And we'll go and catch his train.
Yeah, like Delia
Does she want to catch a train now? She see I'm
so Delia comes running up to you, like sort of grabs hold of your arm and like sort of hugging like onto your arm. And she's, that was Combs.
Yeah,
what's Combs doing here?
I'd work that out. Oh fuck! I should have shot him. Right, we must go and get the train.
Thing is, you were in the middle of London, shooting somebody.
Yeah, but
not going to go down well.
If he was carrying the knife that has murdered Dr. Trollope, it doesn't matter. And I'm pretty sure he would be carrying the blade on him. But it's just too much of a risk. I wasn't going to kill him. I was going to shoot him in the leg and blow his leg off.
Critical. Impale. Take his leg clean off.
Right, so yeah, we're just going to go and get the train.
Okay. So yeah. So Delia, she phones her mother from the train station, from Liverpool Street Station. And there's a bit of a heated conversation going off, but she thinks she manages to convince. She thinks that she's managed to convince her mum to go and stay with some relatives for a few days.
She's running away from a psychopath husband, and she's now the psychopath alienist.
Yeah.
Around with shotgun. I can't. It won't let me. It's not marked my intimidate skill.
Has it not? Let's have a look.
I'm thinking, I've got plenty of intimidate. I'm thinking of like Jimmy. But obviously, Harry's got nothing.
He had enough.
XP. Just check. Harry. Intimidate. Where is it?
15%. It might be.
There we go. Check now.
Thank you.
Okay, so it needs to be the next day for one thing. So let's go to dawn. So it's November the 6th. So you leave. The train leaves Liverpool Street Station about 9 o'clock that morning.
I was only wanting to go to my apartment to pick up.
Yeah. Sorry, you did.
No, I'm not going to bother.
Okay.
It was just to pick up the proper shotgun. Not the proper shotgun. the pump action shotgun. But I'll not bother. I'll just. We need to go on the train, don't we?
Just go take your death bag instead.
I'll probably bump into her husband if I go back to my apartment, so I don't want to do that.
Okay, so you catch the train. Train leaves Liverpool Street Station about 9 o'clock. It's about 50 miles. It's been. The snow isn't too bad in London, but as you leave London, it starts to come down a bit more, and the train is slowed. It's slower than it probably normally would be due to the condition of the tracks. So it takes almost 2 hours to get to Witham, and then you get a connecting train from Witham to Clare Melford, and again the condition of the tracks, the snow is much heavier here. There's lots of drift. At one point the train has to stop to as the drivers get down to clear a drift from the track. So it's probably just after midday.
Time, I guess.
Yeah, just after midday when the train finally pulls into Clare Melford, which is a small, it's barely a village. It's a small hamlet. There's maybe about 50 houses. There's a church at one end that sits slightly above the rest of the village, and there's just a single main street. There's no shops. The only establishment is the Railway Inn.
What's the PH on the map?
Public house. That's the
public house.
That's where we are.
So I know where they are. So we'll head straight for the public house.
Okay. So, and what is Charles and Gerald doing anything that morning, or are you just going to await the arrival of Harry?
Shall we have a look at the church?
Oh! Actually, no. Let's be too hasty. So, of course,
he forgot about our dreams.
Yes, of course. Your night's sleep was not a restful one. Was not a restful one.
You amaze me.
Let's see. Where are we? Here we are.
How come they're having dreams but I haven't?
Good question.
That is an excellent question. The answer to which I probably don't want to know. I've read.
It's probably.
Does it all go back to the play when we're in the play? No, weren't we all successful with the sanity? I can't. That very first session, we all saw different things, didn't we?
Yeah,
you did.
It was when we saw this. Did we have to roll a sanity for seeing the sign on the guy? I can't.
You did. Yes, you did. I believe so.
There must be a reason why you're dreaming and I'm not. Because I've read the book, haven't I, that was in the library. Okay. Is it because I don't believe?
Well, you see, I didn't believe until, well, I don't know what I believe now, having had a horse fall on in the sky. But
so you're still an unbeliever. They are now believers after being faced with undeniable truth.
I had a dream before that, though.
You did, and
so that's not it.
And Gerald, you dream again a vaguely familiar dream. You can't it seems familiar, but you can't be sure. And again, once you wake up, once you wake the next morning, it quickly kind of fades. But in the dream, faces look up, pulled and expectant. You sit with the others, the violin pinched between chin and shoulder, as you've seen others do, your left hand on the strings. The music starts up and the orchestra crashes into its brief life. But are you the only one playing a role? Isn't the audience applauding and calling out in the wrong places? And the other musicians? They're competing, sounding their instruments randomly. The conductor points at you. You glance at your music and there is the yellow sign. It writhes and squirms and seems to reach out for you. You must assuage it. Hastily you start to play, its rhythm building the sound yourself, note by note. And you awake, and you could swear as you wake, it's still dark, it's the middle of the night, or the early hours of the morning, and you could swear you heard a shrill whistle. Charles. You stand. So, sorry, not you stand. So, green and black light slants down through the canopy of leaves above you to the floor. You walk on soft moss that surrounds the trees. Old oaks make a city here, quiet but watchful. Every detail is in place. You imagine who you might meet here in this fairy tale forest. Wild Serenus, the hunter. The fairy queen with her donkeys, hobgoblins and sprites, the wolf at the banquet, all tooth and cunning. And by thinking of them, you bring them closer.
Don't do that.
Someone falls into step beside you. And it's another you imagined. The rogue, the highwayman, what or will or one of those. He strides along, capable and sure, rolling on the balls of his feet with an easy gait. Longbow across his back, dirk at his belt, he's grinning. No, he isn't. You can't keep up this conceit. The old forest is gone. As it is, your companion becomes... Who is it? If you're pilgrim, then faithful, vain confidence. But with this hesitation, you're alone, and the welter of staging is replaced by bare boards. Your plot by an empty page. Someone else directs your dream, and you can't escape this with the distractions of fairy tales and allegories. You're walking to him.
Oh.
Probably not a great idea, mate.
I am walking.
That is when you wake.
And
you can both make sanity rolls.
Yes.
I do enjoy a good sanity roll.
Oh, well, before I roll it, I'm just going to reset my daily points.
Oh, that would be a good idea as well, yeah.
Yeah, because I go mental.
It's all going to be fine.
Okay.
No, oh, yes, it is. It's all fine.
Charles,
fine.
you lose 1 point of sanity. Gerald, you lose nothing.
It's fine.
Excellent. I'm only down to 26.
Oh my god. You're a liability.
Yeah.
I'm going mental.
Hey, rat
Where are
bag.
my keys? Yes.
Oh yes. So, is there anything? So yeah, once you finally surface later that morning, is there anything you wanted to do before Bank
I want to
Harry
check for my
arrives?
keys.
Okay.
Well, hey, quit it. Who'd have cats? Really?
So, what work has Charles been doing
I-
on his new performance? By the way.
So, because I had this weird dream last night, I was up quite early this morning, and I've been having, like, because of these dreams I've been having, I'm feeling into the interpretive dance aspect of it, and I'm trying to sort of bring these dreams into my interpretive dance. So I've been up and sort of just letting the dreams just come into my vision and sort of throw something together that's more sporadic and more about how I feel, and this is what I've sort of been doing. I'm trying to come together and trying to put it into a story.
Cool. Excellent.
So yeah,
Can't wait to hear more.
Yeah,
Dazzle everybody with the premiere performance.
Yeah, what it's going to be, what I'm thinking is I dance and someone reads a script, and there's going to be it's more of a reading, and it's like going to be a one-man stage show. It's going to be mind-blowing.
Okay.
I think we need to get Charles booked into an asylum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we ought to check the church out, just because there's always something dodgy going on there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, it's 1920s. It's probably not been uncovered yet. It's a bit early for them.
Well, I was thinking, gargoyles with too many tentacles and.
Yeah, let's go have a look.
The register of births and deaths is probably still held in the church.
Yeah,
see if any names jump out at us.
Let's take a stroll to the church.
Okay, so this is in the morning before Harry arrives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you take a stroll, well, a slog through along the main road through the village. It snows quite really bad. There's snow drifts covering most of the road, all the way across the road. A lot of the houses are snowed in at the front. Drifts have like blown up, blocking the doors, almost up as high as the ground floor windows on a lot of the houses. The church itself, the churchyard around it's got quite a good deep covering and stuff, but it's fared better than the rest of the village, probably because it's high up, so it's hit by the wind, so it disperses the snow more. But yeah, so you head up the path that runs up from the main road through the graveyard that surrounds the church, All Saints Church. So there's little.
I want to have a look.
Sorry,
have a look at the gravestones. Walk in.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Just to see if I noticed any more recent ones.
I would say, yeah, looking for new ones.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's probably been, there's bound to have been one or two in the past. I mean, it's only small place. But there's bound to be one or two deaths over the past few years. But yeah, quite quickly you find this group of gravestones from New Year from 1926.
Oh.
And as the villagers told you, there's four elderly people. One was a couple, an old couple that died together, both on the same. Well, they all died on the same night. Small child, young girl, about 6 years old. And like I said, the others are range between about early 60s to late 70s. And they all kind of say things like passed away suddenly, taken away by our Lord in their sleep.
I take it this is quite a small church.
Yeah. Maybe it's not particularly notable. It's maybe about 100 years old, if that.
Ah, okay. One of those newfangled churches. Is there anybody about?
So there's nobody about in the grounds, but as you approach the doors, you can the door is the gates on the doors are open, but the actual doors are closed into the I forget what they call it. We'll call it the porch. It's not the porch, but you know what I mean. There is a little sort of sign plaque near the doors, which tells you the times of the services and things, and it also gives you the name of the vicar, which is Stephen Jones, Reverend Stephen Jones.
Is he? Do we see him about?
Would you want to go in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you see someone which you presume is the vicar. Is
Is he wearing a dress and a dog collar?
Yes.
That's normally a good hint.
So he's basically going around and putting prayer books and hymn books down on around the pews, and generally tidying up the place. As you come in, he glanced up and says, "Good morning, gentlemen. How may I be of assistance?"
I guess we're doing a
just
bit of sightseeing.
We're staying in the village.
We're waiting for a friend of ours to come in on the train, and obviously it's kind of snowy, not a day to be doing too much traipsing around. So having a look at the church is a obvious thing to do, although it's quite recent by the looks of things.
It's not one of the older establishments, older edifices. No.
How long have you been? How long have you been here?
I have been the reverend of this church for 10 years now.
Ah. And how's it been in those 10 years?
So I find our community is a nice, quiet, friendly, and faithful community. It has its ups and downs, as most places.
Are
you in Melford for long?
No, probably not.
No, just a day or two. So this is quite an old village, though, isn't it?
Fairly old. Yes, I believe it's been here for some time.
How come the church is so recent? Was there a previous church on the site?
That I couldn't tell you. I'm afraid I'm no historian or scholar.
Are there any like? That's a bit suspicious that he doesn't know like even the basic history of his own church.
So he knows that it's been here. It's maybe about, like I say, maybe about 100 years old.
Can I
Edwardian? Would that be Edwardian?
Can I inquire about the 5 deaths on the New Year's Eve?
Yeah. So he takes on a solemn professional tones, and he kind of pretty much reiterates what you've already been told, that these unfortunates were taken from us on New Year's Day in 1926. Amongst them was a small girl. No cause of death was discovered, but he's sure that when the Lord chose to take them, he touched them as they were found with a joyous look upon their faces. So he's sure that the angels came and took them.
You know, when we were out looking at the gravestones.
Yes.
Were there any like properly old moss-covered gravestones, or were they all quite recent? I'm just suspicious of the fact that this building's 100 years old. Just seems really odd.
Well, yeah, there's probably some older ones, yeah.
At which point there must have been a church on the site before that. So what happened to it? Did it, burn down, fall over, then sink into the swamp? Or...
Built another one, and that sunk into the swamp.
Yeah.
It's really weird that the vicar doesn't know if that it was a newly built, like a Victorian church.
So he just claims he hasn't any great interest in that. He doesn't see the relevance of it in relation to his the well-being of maintaining his flock.
Sounds like bullshit to me. Might have to ask about. Actually, this register of births and deaths and what have you, or christenings and such like, is that an old book, or does that? Because there's only 50 houses.
Yeah.
It can't be. There can't be that many births and deaths.
No. So, but
how far back do his records go?
Well, that depends if you manage to talk him into letting you see the records, I guess.
I'm an antiquarian of sorts. Very interested. I'll just bore him to tears about history. I'm clearly know more about history than he does. So I'll just really bore him until he lets me see them to make me go away.
Okay, yeah, why not? Like I say, he's not. He genuinely isn't particularly interested, and you probably do bore him.
I'm very interested and really quite dull.
And yeah, maybe to get you to stop talking, he concedes, and yeah, he lets you see the records. So the records do go further back. There's they go back probably a few hundred years. So it does seem that there was it does seem likely there was another church, maybe a smaller building on the site at some point.
No references to what may have happened to it, though.
No.
Seems somewhat suspicious. Okay, we're not getting very far with him, though, are we?
No, I don't think we're going to get anywhere speaking to him.
Right, I guess.
Can
Shall we go and?
Can we just have a look? I just said to him, can we just have a walk around your church while we're here? Is it okay to have a look around inside?
By all means, the door is always open.
Thank you.
Can I have a
so just
history roll, or a
In what regard?
Or history or archaeology to see if there's any signs of older parts of the building.
Okay. What was Charles doing?
I want to have a look around and just see if I notice anything, like in the decor or anything in there that's, windows, ornaments, statues or anything like that. Anything that sort of catches my eye that looks a bit.
Anything that screams
untoward.
Not Church of England.
Yeah.
Some inverted crosses worked into the stained glass windows. Okay, so you can make Charles. You can make a spot hidden roll, and Gerald, you can make a history roll or a archaeology roll, or
probably more archaeology, seeing as it's artifacts.
Oh my days! I ain't got a clue what I'm looking at.
Come on.
So but there's probably signs of some older stones have been repurposed. And maybe I guess with that good roll, so it looks like like I say, some stones have been repurposed, but it looks like the church. There was an older church here that was a smaller building that's maybe down by where the front where the altar would have been.
Okay. But nothing particularly untoward.
No,
with that.
No, I mean that in itself is not unusual anyway.
No. Okay. I guess it's probably about time for the train to roll in by now.
Quite possibly so.
Can we get a nice packed lunch from our friendly barkeep? Packed lunch for 3.
I imagine Mr. Blair will oblige you with that. Yeah, no problem.
That's, for 3, because we're going to be meeting our friend Mr. Diggler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he knocks something up. Knocks you up a couple of doorstep-sized sandwiches and maybe an apple.
Oh.
Excellent.
Pickled egg.
It might be a pickled apple at this time of year, to be honest.
Nice.
You'd be able to give apple to that horse.
Yeah.
That imaginary horse.
And you go. So you go and meet. Go to the train. Station. It's just a platform. It's just a bare platform. And sit and huddle in the cold until Harry's train finally turns up, and you're surprised to see he's accompanied by Delia, who is.
Delia, what a pleasant surprise!
When they dismount from the train, she follows Harry and almost instantly links his arm, which kind of Harry maybe looks down at her a bit puzzled.
No. I'm a knight in shining armour.
Yeah.
Quick work there, Harry.
I'm sugar daddy.
No flies.
Is it afternoon? Did we say?
It is just afternoon. It's about 20. Checking your watch, it's about 20 to 1 that afternoon.
So good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon. Good to see you.
Have we encountered any more horses?
No, we thought we'd wait for you before venturing out that way.
Did we have any interesting dreams at all?
Yes.
Did we get a peaceful night?
No, not now that you come to mention it, not at all. Although not about horses, strangely enough.
Probably need to have a sit down at some point, and you can tell me about your dreams.
Yeah, in a professional.
We can see if I can help you.
Professional capacity.
If we pack lunch.
Oh well, we're going to need to drop our cases and things off at the.
Are you
at the public house? Our belongings.
Are you staying the night? Oh, that's a problem.
We've come prepared. We've got change of clothes.
We only booked the one room for you. Maybe you'll have a spare.
Well, Delia can have the room, and I'll double up with one of you.
Okay.
Well, let's see if he's got a spare first, shall we?
We can do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it a big public house?
So it's big enough. There's not many people. Staying. So
I had a bit of an encounter when we were leaving the hotel. I think I ran into that. The Coombs chap.
Ooh.
And
really?
Still here to tell the tale.
So. Yes, I pointed my gun at him and he ran off. So.
Not so tough then.
Well, he's probably going to come back, isn't he, at some point? But he'll probably come back with a gun now.
Yeah, taking a knife to a gunfight.
Or he won't waste time talking to me. He'll just stab me from behind. He was trying to threaten me, warn me off, saying we're looking into things that don't concern us.
Oh, that's interesting. That does tell us that we're on the right path, anyway.
I was that close to shooting him, but I just daren't risk it.
Yeah, in the middle of town, that's probably not.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
I was hoping he'd have the knife on him to incriminate him in the murder of Trollope, Dr. Trollope. But anyway, he scarpered, and I decided not to shoot him.
Well, yeah, it is interesting though that he's worried enough about the questions that we're asking to try and warn us off.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, I mean, we can deal with that once we're back in London, but
well,
I think we've got some
explaining to do. Bodies to find.
We want to go and have a look at this
this hill.
Farmer Jennings.
Yeah. Well, let's drop your bags off, see if there's an extra room, and then crack on. Get another sandwich as well.
We'll do that. We'll get us packed lunch. Did you actually go to the farm? Just out of curiosity.
No, we didn't get that far.
We haven't got to the farm.
We were planning to, but we kind of got warned off. Although obviously that's less of an issue now.
There's no one really to do any warning.
No.
So anyway, Harry, we're quite keen to show you the site, shall we say?
Let's get to it. Let's go and have a look.
What would you like to do with Delia?
Would you like to come with us, dear?
I mean, I don't think it's a place. I don't think it's a place for women.
What, on a hill?
More the site of.
More the sights.
Well, so you say.
Well, so Delia says she's not really come dressed for the for the weather, so she'll.
Well, if you make yourself comfy at the public house, and we'll be back shortly.
And try not to get kidnapped.
Yeah.
So, are you going straight there, or straight for your walk, a little walk, or are you going to the pub first?
Just drop the stuff off.
Well, drop the stuff off.
Drop the stuff off, and yeah.
I'd leave Delia with a couple of quid to get herself some lunch.
Okay, so Mr. Blair, the landlord, he's a little surprised that there's somebody at Delia's arrival, but yeah, he says he's able. There is one last room. He has actually got 4 rooms.
Oh, good.
One is a double.
You can double up.
So yeah, he assigns. He says that Delia can take the double room, no extra charge.
Oh, good effort.
How nice of them.
So, actually, from a suspicious point of view, should we go to the farm first? Because it's going to look really wrong if we go find the body and then don't come straight back.
Yes.
If we go and find if our footprints basically go to the body and then go to the farm and then go to the hill and then call the police, I think finding the body should be the last thing we do before we come back.
Plus, I want to have a nosy around the farm.
Yeah. So I think maybe we ought to go to the farm first.
All right, then let's head to the farm.
Yeah, farm, hill, and then swing back past the body, discover it on the way back, call the police.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really hard not to metagame because I don't believe what's going on. I don't believe in the horse thing, but I know what the horse was doing.
It was eating him.
Well, no, he shot the monolith. It's guarding the monolith. So my idea would be to hide one of the monoliths, not damage it because that might get it to attack. But if we hide one, we've got access to the farm. We could use the tractor and move one away and bury it where nobody can find it.
Oh,
we could.
We could.
Did the farmer say he thought you were the people that had paid him to move them?
Well, no. He thought that because we were asking about them, he kind of jumped to conclusions that foreigners.
Yeah.
So, but somebody paid him to store them on his land.
I think they'd paid him to
take them down,
set them up round the hill.
Oh, right.
And then they'd taken them down afterwards, I think.
Oh, the people had
he'd taken them down and
he'd taken them down. Yeah.
Taken them down and chucked them in a ditch because they were bringing in bad luck and screwing.
Oh, right.
Up.
So,
and then when we came poking our noses in as Londoners, he just jumped to conclusions that we were involved with them.
And in your dream, they were set up, weren't they? Charles,
yes.
You dreamt that they were erect.
Yeah.
And they
not me.
They were summoning the city or something, and that
something like. Yeah. So I guess.
So are they gonna? Is that what they're wanting to try and do again? Is that they need Alexander to do it, or Alexander needs Edwards to do it? So they're gonna need.
Possibly.
They're gonna want the monoliths, aren't they? If they're gonna try it again. That's probably why he wants him releasing.
Do we?
I was trying to get the information out of him. He holds information in him.
On our way to the farm, Phil, do we see any birds overhead or anything?
Well, it's still snowing quite a bit, so no, there's no there's no birds flying around. So
No low flying horses.
So which way? Where are you headed?
No flying
Farm?
pig.
To the farm. Farm.
I don't think he believes us, Charles.
Well, when I see the what's left of Farmer Jennings, I might believe.
Well, I'm just going to say that when we get there, Farmer Jennings ain't probably going to be there.
Yeah.
Surely there'll be some traces of blood or.
No.
Well,
There'll be
not at the
nothing
farm.
there.
Well, no, there's not going to be anything.
No.
I don't think.
But anyway,
I thought you said the horse stabbed him.
It did.
I just mean like, as in out of character, there's not going to be anything there. I'm sure of it, but we'll find out in a minute. But yeah,
Somebody will be
did the
covering
horse
it up.
Because you've dreamt it off.
Did the horse stab him?
Look,
yeah. Just Harry, just.
Well, I'll let you.
just
I'll let
wait.
your whatever you recall. That's however your memory recalls it is good enough, I think.
So
Yeah.
we're going to go to the farm first. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? You're following the just following the road. The
Yeah.
main road.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
the main road. There's only one road, and then taking the track up towards the farm.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I feel it's only right that we should introduce ourselves to the farmer before we go traipsing around on his land.
Have you been into those trees?
Yes,
Yes.
that's where we originally went. That's where we found the
That's
teeth.
as far as we got.
That's as far as we got before the horses
We were
attacked.
just like going to the edge of the copse to have a look at the hill when Charles fell into a ditch.
So the teeth are near that group of trees.
Down there somewhere, yeah.
And
Because we were following that dotted path.
And the remains of Farmer Jennings.
Yeah.
There somewhere. Right.
Yeah.
And have you been up on top of the mound?
No, we didn't get that far.
Nope.
Basically, we got to the copse, went to the edge of the copse to have a look at the field, to see if we could see what was up with the field that didn't have any snow on. Saw the birds. Farmer came and went, "Oi, what are you doing? Get off my land." Horse fell on him, stabbed him, ate him, flew away. We panicked, ran away about.
How high is the mound? It's not like a hill, is it? It's a man-made. It was a man-made thing.
It looks man-made.
It looks man-made. It's kind of got it's very regular looking, kind of rounded top hill.
So it's not massive. We'd be able to get to the top of it.
No, it's not. It's quite big, but it's not massive. Maybe a few hundred yards up tall.
So probably go to the farm, have a look, and then maybe we'll just have a quick look at the top of the mound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe sledge down.
Yeah.
Radio. Where are we? Okay, so you head on up the main road, the only road, and eventually take the turning, which is just a track. You almost completely miss it. It's completely covered over by snowdrifts. It's only like sort of kind of regular sort of depression, which marking the divots in the track that lets it stand out a little bit. But yeah, so you head off up there like trekking through the snow.
Watch out for wild dogs as well.
Yeah, I was thinking his dog ran off, didn't it?
Yeah, hungry dogs kicking around.
So
surely
as you head
a border collie.
There were 3 of them.
pack of wild dogs.
Does it
And
say...
they had substantially more teeth than your average collie.
I can't remember if it said what type of dogs they are.
They'll have probably gone back and they'll have snaffled him. What's left of him?
But yeah, I think they were like typical sheepdogs, like collie dogs. I think. Yeah. So as you press on up the track, you come upon the farmhouse, which is a simple low structure. There's snow slightly covered over with snow, but you can see like piles of sacks, boxes, kitchen refuse, cans, bottles, and so on that look like they've just been dumped out of the windows. They're all piled up underneath windows, and it looked just almost as if somebody's just opening the window, just dropping rubbish out the window, and there's just like piles of refuse like that all around the farmyard, around the outside of the building.
Seems to be a bit of a hoarder.
So there's no phone line, no sign of any phone line coming up here. There's no. It's pretty obvious there's no electricity or gas. And there's so the curtains are drawn on all the windows, and there's a single door at the front of the house, and you can all hear as the like crunching of the snow underneath your feet. As you draw closer, you can hear a whimpering. Sounds like a dog whimpering coming from the barn.
From the barn?
Yeah.
They'll want feeding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we go in and see if there's any like cans of dog food or anything like that in the farmhouse?
Okay, so you're going in the farmhouse then?
Yeah.
We'll try the door.
Yep, so the door is unlocked. And yeah, so inside it's pretty simple, basic, just three rooms. There's a kitchen, a bedroom, and kind of like a sitting room, and that's pretty much it. So living area as a table with a couple of chairs and a desk under the window. Bedroom, there's a large bed that's the sheets are like the bed's all made up nice and neat, sheets pulled tightly across the bed. A small wardrobe to one side and a chest of drawers.
So he's making his bed but chucking rubbish out the window?
Yeah, chucks rubbish out, yeah.
On the drawers there's a single frame photograph of a woman in her 40s.
So his wife.
How long ago did she die?
10 years.
4 years.
10 years or so ago.
It was 10 years. It was before
all the funny goings on.
It got interesting. Yeah. So I think her dying is unrelated.
Do we know these monoliths? They don't originate from here, do they? They weren't on the mound.
Oh, they were brought.
No, they were brought here.
We don't know where they've come from, but they're not.
No.
Not part of the archaeology thing.
No.
That happened.
No, and they're newish.
Oh right.
Yeah, there's a few papers and letters and things scattered about the desk in the living room.
I'll give them a cursory glance. Anything interesting, or is it just like bills?
Yeah, it's just bills and receipts and just everyday paperwork, really.
There's no correspondence from the people in London.
There's nothing like that at all. The only letters he's got are just like I say, bills and things.
They literally must have just come to the farm saying, "We want to use your land."
Yeah.
Are we gonna search through his house? Or are we? I mean, I've got gloves on, so I'm not leaving any fingerprints. I mean, it's snowing.
Are you nursing your shotgun as well?
No, it's in my medical bag. It's my best medicine. What would we come in here for? For dog food? Is there any dog food?
Yeah.
The
dog food, just to see if there was anything interesting.
The kitchen's pretty sparse. So compared to the outside, the inside of the house is quite, like I say, it's quite really sparse, and it's tidy. It's generally clean-ish. It's a bit dusty, but yeah, minimal amount of stuff about. But yeah, there's some tins of dog food in the kitchen.
Go and feed the dogs.
I want to look in the barn. I want to look at his tracks. Yeah.
Okay, so what? You're going taking the dog food, and
yeah, find a bowl. Open the dog food first now, and then approach the barn, banging a spoon against the can.
Yeah, see if we can get them to come out and eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you get close to the barn, the whimpering turns to a low growl.
Oh.
Just
boys are hungry.
Here, boy. And put the dog food. Chuck some dog food in the bowl, and approach cautiously.
So who's doing that?
I will do.
You can make a power check. A luck roll.
Power.
Luck roll.
Animal handling.
I have met these dogs before and given them a pat and a stroke, so I'm sure they'll remember me kindly.
Oh, you got to spend a luck on that.
Can I spend a luck on that power roll?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's still a skill check. Yeah, you can spend a luck on it.
Yeah, I'll spend a point of luck.
Okay, right. The dog's it's really hesitant at first. And it alternately growls and whimpers and backs away. It probably takes a good.
To be fair, it did see a horse land on its master, stab him, eat him, and then fly.
So
away.
This is you recognise this one. This is the one that ran straight away.
Yeah.
This is a smart dog.
Eventually,
a traumatized dog.
Yeah. Eventually, you kind of gain a little bit of its trust. Enough that it comes and starts wolfing down the food that you've put down for it anyway. So this, looking around you, it's quite dark. This barn. It's kind of a two-story barn. There's a hay loft above, and there's stalls for horses.
Flying ones.
There's horses in here, Gerald.
Oh my god. Gerald, we need to leave now.
Are there horses inside?
There are. There are horses. Yes.
Any black ones with wings?
No. There are horses.
Do I need some sort of a power roll or?
No. It is purely for you to role play that out.
Are they?
I think I am going to be breaking out in at least some sort of cold sweat.
The horses are going to want feeding and watering.
I'm just going to back out of the barn
Okay.
Nice and slowly.
Should we have a look upstairs? You say it's 2 levels?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So yeah.
Have a look. Have a look upstairs.
Okay. So yeah, Gerald sort of goes a bit white and backs out. Just backs out the barn.
I'm going to investigate the farmhouse a bit more.
Go and stroke the dog. It's good for you. Stroking the dog.
I'll pat the dog.
Okay.
Have a quick look upstairs.
Okay. There's nothing here. It's
right.
You have a good look around. There's nothing here. It's.
Have we seen a tractor anywhere?
There is a tractor in. There's like a like another shed there where there's a tractor. Yeah.
Are we going to try and get the keys?
Well, let's see. Let's have a look at.
They're probably in his pocket.
Yeah. I've got money to go and find his body. So, should we go and look at the top of the mound, or should we just go and find what's left of the farmer?
So yeah, the farmhouse sits kind of at the. It's kind of at the bottom of the mound, where it slopes up, it slopes up proper towards the mound.
Well, let's go to top at mound because we're near that, aren't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just up from the back of the house.
Oh, to see how they slot the these teeth in in the mound.
So yeah, the incline's quite steep. It's not not vertical of course, but it is quite steep walking to get steep sides of this hill to the top.
Keep your eyes peeled for any horses.
Okay, so
especially flying ones.
I am.
Is Gerald going with them or?
Yeah, as long as we're
away from the horses.
Not near horses.
Okay.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, behind. So like I said, Springer's Mound. It rises up behind the farmhouse, and it's quite a sizable, steep hill. And you can surround the hill itself is unworked. It's quite wild. Like I said, there's good like gorse bushes and trees growing in places along its sides. But surrounding it, it's hemmed in on all sides by fields. Kind of a ring its base. Although you can see that one field that's hemmed. That's kind of like a triangular patch that's almost devoid of snow. You can see snow falling on it, and there are patches of snow, but generally it's not. It doesn't seem to stay. It seems to like melt. But anyway, so you slog your way up to the top of the hill, and as you get there, you start to get a whiff of slight smell, sickly sweet smell. Charles, you instantly recognise smell. It smells like rotting fruit.
Just what in the air, like the vicinity.
Yeah, as you reach the top of the hill, you can start to smell this like sickly sweet smell. And Charles, you don't know why, but you instantly recognise it as like the smell of rotting fruit.
Yeah, I mean,
we maybe do know why you recognise it actually.
Yeah.
That's what your ass smells of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'd know it anyway, wouldn't we? Because he told us, or we knew that.
Yeah.
That it don't produce any. It don't produce any crops, and it just rots, and that sweet, sickly smell is what we get anyway.
Yeah.
So I just presume it's the crops.
So you reach the top anyway. Looking around in all directions through the flurries of snow, from the summit, the only building that's in sight is this. You can just make out the spire of the church in the village. At your feet, at the top of the hill, is a large depression, about 40 feet long and 30 feet wide. And again, this is completely clear, almost completely clear of snow. And it's filled with this viscous-looking dark liquid, and the smell, this sickly sweet smell, is almost overpowering. It like you turns your stomach.
So can we see where the teeth would be slotted in anywhere?
You can have a look about if you want.
So this dark stuff is in like the middle, like a trench.
So it's like a wide depression around the top of the hill, about 40 feet long and 30 feet wide.
So we're looking for the teeth on, like
a rectangular, almost rectangular sort of. Not, I wouldn't call it a trench, but a depression.
What did you say? A spot hidden?
No, you can just have a look around. No.
Yeah, just have a look, see if we can find where the teeth slot in.
Okay, so yeah, moving
or
about.
Where they've been dragged out.
Moving about on here, the smell is just getting worse and worse to the point that you all start to feel sick. It's just really, like I said, really overpowering. And Charles, you in particular, it's making you feel uncomfortable. You start having vivid flashbacks to that dream.
Yeah.
And to the point, it's as you walk, as each step, as each foot hits the ground, it's almost like there's flashes back to that dream, and it's overlaying your like vision of what you're seeing. And for a minute, you see the 9 teeth stood in like a V formation at the top of this hill, and then they're gone, and the smell. And you start to feel dizzy and sick, and you can make a Constitution check. Oh, passed.
Yes, I finally passed something. Get in.
Extreme success. So yeah, maybe you sort of take a deep breath. Well, maybe not a deep breath.
I take a knee. I just I sort of kneel down in the snow and just like put my hand to my mouth and and just have to have shut my eyes and take a minute just so I don't throw up everywhere.
Okay, so as you do that, as you close your eyes, you relive that dream, and it's incredibly vivid. It's as if you're there, standing up. As you stand up, get back to your feet, and you are there. The teeth are stood. You can almost hear like a chanting on the wind, and there's something up in the air. You can sense this presence, something moving above you.
That's a horse.
I'll tell the other two then. I've sort of stopped.
Okay, so Harry and Gerald, you kind of looking around. You just glance back. You see Charles. He's just kind of stood stock still, just staring blankly ahead of this just a blank look on his face.
What's up, Harry?
He doesn't respond. He doesn't respond. You don't hear them.
No.
You don't hear them, and he doesn't respond.
Okay.
I'll just give him I'll not slap him, but I'll just
Okay, right. As soon as they touch you, right, you feel like somebody touched your face, and you suddenly snap out of it with a start.
No, Gerald.
All right, you're all right, mate.
I wasn't here. The dream, I had just such a vivid vision of the dream. I saw the stones here in a V shape, and there's something above us. There's something up there in the clouds.
Is it those horses again?
I can't say.
Do we need to get out? I think we need to get out of here.
I don't think we should be here. I think that's a great idea. I'm going to have to head down. The smell, the memories, the smell. It's just making me too sick.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Can
think...
the others smell it?
Yes.
Yeah. You wouldn't think they'd leave this depression and all this goo substance here. It's dangerous.
So you've been walking a little bit ahead, Harry, and you start to come across these holes in the ground, maybe about a foot or two deep, if not more. They've like kind of collapsed in a little bit, and the cut look like they've clearly been cut, dug out, and there's, as you pace it out, there's 9. You find 9 of these holes, and they form a rough V formation.
Okay. Let's go and find Farmer Jennings.
Yeah, I think let's cheese it.
I don't want to hang around here much longer.
No, just get out of it. Yeah, I don't like the. Yeah, we've.
Can we, instead of following the track round and backing onto the road and then back on the track, can we just cut straight down?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. So you can.
Harry, you can make
an idea roll.
That's intelligence, isn't it?
It is. Okay, so like I said, these holes like form this V formation, and it points in an easterly direction.
It's not pointing at the church by any chance.
No. Not at all.
No, that'd be the other way, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What's east of us?
You can't see. Not much.
The sea.
Yeah, there's just you can't see much of anything. So beyond the hill, there's the land all around. Beyond the hill is almost completely flat, and uniform, and you can't see very far anyway because of the weather.
But like locationally, what is east of us?
East
Cambridge.
So to the east is Cambridge. Haverhill and Cambridge, yeah, are the next nearest places.
So is that Haverhill another village?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but right. So we're gonna go to the trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight down the hill.
Right. So you head off down the hill. It's like I say, you have to take it easy because it's quite steep, and with the snow, it's quite hard going, slippery. But you eventually make it down the side of the hill and start crossing over the fields. And the path you take takes you near this one particular field that that hasn't been worked, and it's just again is like you've already seen, it's the snow doesn't cover it, and as you get closer to it, you can see that there's this same sickly, sweet, rotting smell. It's nowhere near as strong as it is on top of the hill, but you can see the ground looks all marshy and soft and rotten. Yeah, almost like a months and months of accumulation of rotting vegetables and crops.
Mm.
And the monoliths, are they in that field or are they in the woods?
No, they're in the copse. So that field kind of borders this copse.
What are the trees like? What condition are the trees like?
Oh, all good. I mean, there's no leaves on them at the minute, because it's winter. But yeah, the trees look fine, healthy as far as you can tell.
So why is the land affected?
It's just this one field, but it happened after they'd put the monoliths up.
After the stones were brought here, yeah.
Which is why he was so pissy about it all.
So you make your way across and into this copse of trees. So there's been quite a bit of snowfall, but you still manage, after searching around a little bit, you manage to find at least one of the monoliths almost straight away. But there's no sign of Farmer Jennings' body.
We should have brought the dog to sniff it out.
Told you.
The body.
There's no sign at all.
A greedy horse.
So Charles and Gerald, you can't help but glance up into the sky, and above you, far above you, you can see these two black shapes circling, this tight circle formation above the copse.
Harry, I don't mean to alarm you, but that happened last time.
What do they look like?
Like that.
Like birds, bats. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
They're not going to be bats.
They're really, you can't tell if they're small or far away.
They'll be rooks. Rooks or crows.
Are you sure? Because
Well,
we're not.
Bats don't fly around in daytime, so I'm pretty sure.
Do they not?
Well, they don't look like horses, do they?
Well,
shoot one of those monoliths and find out.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the farmer shot one with the shotgun, and you said it didn't damage it. I think
no. What we said was it didn't damage it, and then a horse fell on his head.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So what's the point in shooting it?
You don't.
It needs a stick of dynamite attaching to it, or we need to take one away.
You try and move it.
Can you roughly point out where this horse landed on the farmer?
Yeah.
So can I not find no blood, nothing? I'll go through the snow.
So yeah, digging through the snow, you maybe find a few sort of spots, of blood.
You're telling the truth. Looks like somebody's had a nosebleed.
An inconsequential nosebleed.
Has it been quite a bit of snow since snowfall?
Yes.
Since it happened, so
yeah, because it was hammering it down when we started.
It's kind of not stopped for
So there's not going to be any tracks or any impressions or anything, is there?
No, there's maybe. No, probably not. No, not with how much snow's been falling.
So the one that the farmer shot, is that the visible one? What we saw, the first one, what we
You don't know. You don't know. You kind of couldn't really see. They just kind of heard it hit, because he were rambling on about gonna bring some dynamite to blow him up.
And to be fair, he just like.
And then just.
So the farmer's got some dynamite, has he?
Well, you didn't see any. You didn't see any at the farm.
What about his shotgun? Is his shotgun anywhere to be seen?
Good question. You can make a spotting roll. Why not? I suppose.
What did you do when the horse stabbed him? Did he
stopped, stared, and just looked terrified?
Gerald fainted, and Charles just kind of.
So it could have flown off with him then.
Oh, it did start to fly off with him, yeah, and then it dropped him.
I'm thinking there might be a body or something. So he literally could be anywhere. It could have dropped him in that thing on the mound.
It started to fly off with him. Flew so far up, and then it dropped him, and that's when they ran.
Yeah.
So you think those two things flying around up there are horses?
Don't know.
Yeah.
So if I take my
damn similar.
So if I take my shotgun out of my bag now and shoot one of the barrels.
Crack on. Please
give me 5 minutes to go over there.
Me and Gerald will lock ourselves in the barn, peer through a window, and watch you do it.
Yeah.
I could shoot one in, shoot one barrel into into one of the monoliths, and let's see what happens. I've got another barrel loaded.
Please don't.
But yeah, after we put a bit of distance between us.
No, there's no sign of his shotgun.
Oh, you can make a spotting roll.
Can everybody have a look?
If whoever's looking can make a spotting roll, yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite keen to prove that.
I think I believe you. I mean,
well, you don't seem to.
We have found blood after all.
99.
Oh wow!
You're too busy looking up in.
I'm too busy looking at keeping me on an eye on those horses.
Horses? I just don't get the horse thing.
Well,
spotted him.
It's how? Yeah, Harry. Spotting for Harry.
Good effort.
Okay, so Harry, you like digging around the snow in this general area, and your hand grasps something, pulling it and grabbing it and pulling it up. It is a shotgun, a 12-bore shotgun. It's like not cocked. It's like broken at the barrel. Gerald, you're searching and your hand penetrates something soft and wet, and pulling your hand back out, it's covered in blood as you you've found what's left of one of the dogs.
Oh.
And you can make a sanity roll as you pull your hand pulls out this it uncovers this mutilated, mangled remains of this dog.
That would explain why there's only one dog back at the farm.
Okay, so lose nothing. But yeah,
fine. It's only a dog.
Yeah, hands covered in gore. It's like blood.
So, I'll place the shotgun back down on the ground, I don't know if anybody wants it. I think the best course of action.
I don't think we should be. I think
No.
we need to hide that.
No.
Away
Well,
somewhere.
no, just leave it. I've got gloves on. I've not put any fingerprints on it or anything. Let's just leave everything as is.
Yeah.
There's no body as such. There's a dead dog. I think that's it. I don't know. I'm not sure what else we can do here. I would really like to. We were thinking about going back to the asylum, weren't we, to have a word with the the nurse.
Yep.
But if we're going back to London, I think we should go and have a talk with Mr. Bacon Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we also need to visit the Royal Society.
Royal Society. But out of game, I do need to, obviously, vacate in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Well, let's call it.
Yep.
So are we gonna?
Good place to.
Just on that, what time is it, Phil?
What in game?
Yeah.
In game it is. It's I need to advance. So it's just after 2:00.
So do we either try and remove one of the stones and then get the train back, or leave them?
Well, we need to use the tractor, won't we, to drag one of the stones? I presume as long as we don't damage them.
What are we going to do though if we drag it?
I don't know. We need somewhere to drag it to.
Would
it be possible to put one into the? Do you know the horrible liquid on top of the mound? Would one fit inside that? It should do, shouldn't it?
I suppose so. It would be some monumental effort to get it up there.
That's where it come from.
It's where it came from, but yeah, between the three of you, that's without proper equipment. The tractor's not going to drive up there.
Okay.
Right.
Well, how did they get them?
Leave that then.
They had
all
sorts.
They're like had all sorts of like machinery and tacks. Well, you don't know for certain.
Snowing.
Yeah, and it wasn't snowing. Yeah.
That'd be a good place to put it in the liquid.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't know for certain how they achieved it.
We could ask the farm. Oh no, he's dead.
Yeah. Well, I guess that can be his conundrum to start with then next week.
Yeah.
Well, are we going to spend the evening here, or should we just get on a train out here if we're able to? There's not much point staying here, is there? Another night.
If we haven't got anything else needs doing.
I don't think so. No. I'm not sure what else we can achieve here, apart from potentially die, get eaten alive, or go mental.
I'm not keen on those two things up there.
No, same here.
I think if we wanted to move, try and move one of these things, we'd have to obviously we'd have to get some appropriate equipment.
I mean, you could like the tractor will move them, and getting them up on top of the hill will require other equipment.
I mean, you'd need
and
probably
people.
another tractor and some chains and things. Yeah, some labourers.
Yeah.
Just on that though, last time did we know all 9 were there, or did we only find?
Yeah, all
8?
9 were there, but two of them were like fitted, so the inscription was on the underside. Yeah, because it's on the underside, or you presume it's on the underside.
Oh, so I mean, that might be worth coming back and turning them over to read looking at the inscriptions on them all.
Yeah,
just so we can read the whole inscription.
Yeah.
and come back everybody with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't think
some
they'll do it.
rifles. And a
Yeah,
machine
maybe an
gun
army.
and some dynamite.
Maybe. Well, yeah, there is that. But yeah, right. On that note.
Cool. Yeah.
So,
Things to ponder.
indeed.
Back to London for some bacon.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, I think we turn them over, find the full inscription, and then, yeah, go from there.
Read it out. Read it out loud.
We need a few
You
people
read it out loud.
to help us turn them over. Or would we be able to do it with a tractor?
No, we use tractor.
Probably do it with a tractor. Yeah.
Rope them and spin them or chain them.
Yeah.
Or pry bars.
Yeah, to do it.
Don't want to get the horse angry.
Probably get pry bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be able to sort them out, won't we? But yeah.
Okay, then we can
Cool.
do that then, and then
Right.
we end up staying. Alright.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to
Cool.
you have to decide whether you say whether you, or do you want to say that you're staying, or do you want to say that you're going back to London, or do you want to leave that decision until next time?
I think we'll leave that decision till next time because we're out here, so we've not actually decided yet. I think we'll see what happens once we've moved once we've moved the monoliths or whatever.
Very good.
So, yeah. Cool. Right then.
All right.
Cool.
Cheers, Phil.
Well,
Okay.
Cheers,
Thank
guys.
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. I look forward to potentially dying or going insane next week.
Yeah, didn't happen this time. It's getting closer.
It's getting closer.
I'm trying.
I'm down to 26. Yeah, I am trying. I'm down to 26.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah. Right, guys.
Okay.
Cool.
Cheers for that.
All right.
Catch
Cheers,
you all
guys.
See you in a bit.
Later.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Okay, bye.